In this chapter, I am starting with zero order reaction. What is mean by zero order reaction? A reaction in which rate is not influenced by the reactant's concentration. It indicates that rate of reaction does not depend on concentration of reactants. Here, how it is possible, let us see. Let us consider preparation of hydrogen chloride from hydrogen and chlorine. Here there is a formation of 2HCl. This reaction does not occur without sunlight. So for the formation of this hydrogen chloride, we need to take the help of sunlight. If you keep these reactants in the dark place, whatever the time we keep, they won't react with each other as there is no sunlight. So here sunlight is mainly responsible for their reaction. So if intensity of sunlight increases, rate of reaction increases. So there is no role of concentration of reactants here. In the similar manner, let us take another reaction. Take hydrogenation of aisles. Hydrogenation of aisles. Hydrogenation of aisles in the presence of catalyst. Hydrogenation of aisles in the presence of catalyst. Here, without catalyst, hydrogenation does not occur. So, catalyst is required even for this reaction also. Whatever the amount of hydrogen is added in the absence of catalyst, it won't influence the rate. But if you increase the surface area of catalyst, definitely rate of reaction increases. So like this, here in this kind of reactions, rate does not depend on concentration of reactants. So such kind of reactions are called zero order reactions. Now come to the next one. Here, how can you represent mathematically? You know that rate is directly proportional to concentration of reactants to the power of 0. Anything power of 0 is nothing but 1. Let us consider hypothetical reaction. Let us consider hypothetical reaction. A gives rise to B. Imagine this is zero order reaction. So how can you write rate? Rate is directly proportional to concentration of A power 0. So rate is equal to K into concentration of A power 0. Anything power of 0 is nothing but 1. Therefore, rate is equal to K. So here, this K is nothing but rate constant for zero order reaction. So what are the units of rate constant for zero order reaction? Units of rate constant for zero order reactions. Units of rate constant for zero order reaction. Units of rate constant for zero order reaction. The units of rate constant for zero order reaction. Rate is nothing but change in concentration by time. So what are the units of concentration? Moles per liter. By time means time inverse. These are the units of rate constant for zero order reaction. Now come to the integral rate equation for zero order. Integral rate equation. Let us consider above reaction only. We know that A gives rise to B. So according to law of mass action, we know that change in concentration of A by change in time is equal to change in concentration of B by change in time. This is in turn equal to rate, am I right? So this is in turn equal to K into concentration of A power 0. So shall I integrate this one with respect to this rate? So finally here change in concentration of A by change in time is equal to K into 1, as something power of 0 is equal to 1. So send this one to this right side. So change in concentration of A is equal to K into change in time. Integrate above equation on either side. Integrate above equation on either side. Integrate above equation on either side. So what will you get? Integral of dA is equal to integral of delta t. Here the limits are concentration, initial concentration to final concentration. Here the limits are time 0 to t. So shall I consider initial concentration as A, final concentration as AT, or initial concentration as C0, final concentration as CT? This is in turn equal to A minus X. Am I right? This is in turn equal to A minus X. So according to mathematics, you know that this is nothing but integration of dx is equal to x. Limits are A to AT, that is C0 to CT. So shall we write directly here C0 minus CT is equal to KT, since integration of delta t is equal to t. Here the limits for time are 0 to t, so that is the reason why here we get only time period. Now already I said that C0 is nothing but A, CT is nothing but A minus X. Here imagine this one as first equation is equal to KT. So here finally X is equal to KT. Imagine this one as second equation. Imagine this one as second equation. Now come to the half-life of zero order reaction. 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 We know that half-life is nothing but time required for conversion of half of the reactant into product. అంటే నువ్వు తీసుకున్నటువంటి సబ్స్టెన్స్లో హాఫ్ ఆఫ్ ద రియాక్టెంట్ ప్రోడక్ట్గా కన్వర్ట్ అవ్వడానికి ఎంత టైం అయితే అవసరమో దాన్నే హాఫ్ లైఫ్ అంటాం. సో హియర్ ఇమాజిన్, so I will write the definition here itself. Time required for conversion of half of the reactant into product, half of the reactant into product is called half-life. Let us calculate half-life for zero order reactions. Assume initial concentration as C0. Concentration after T off is nothing but C0 by 2. Am I right? So to become C0 to C0 by 2, time required will be T off. Shall I substitute these factors in the equation 1? Substitute above factors in equation 1. So finally here we will get C0 minus C0 by 2 is equal to KT of, am I right? So it is nothing but C naught by 2 is equal to kt of 4. So finally we will get T of is equal to C naught by 2k. Let it be third equation. Let it be third equation, C naught by 2k. This is half-life for zero order reaction. Here this expression indicates that half-life depends on the concentration of reactant in zero order. So as the initial concentration of reactant in zero order increases, half-life of the reactant increases. Note: above expression indicates that half-life of zero order reaction depends on initial concentration of reactant. Now come to the another one. This is half-life. Now let us try to calculate T 100%. T 100% means time required for conversion of the reactant completely into product. So from this statement, assume initial concentration as C naught, that is A. So after T 100%, final concentration is Ct, that is nothing but 0. So substitute above factors in equation 1. Finally we will get C naught minus 0 is equal to K into T 100%. Therefore T 100% is equal to C naught by K. So let it be fourth equation. Come to the relation between T 50% and T 100%. Here T 50%, what is T 50%? T off is equal to C naught by 2k. T 100% is equal to C naught by k. So here what is common? Rate constant is common. So here rate constant is same, as it is same reaction and same order. So shall I relate like this? Here k is equal to C naught by T off. C naught by 2T off is equal to C naught by T 100%. So here C naught is common. So T 100% is equal to 2 times the T off. T 100% is equal to 2 times the T off. Like this we can relate even T 75% with T 50%. Now come to the next one. Come to the T 75%. T 75% means time required for conversion of 75% of the reactant into product. So if you assume initial concentration as C naught, final concentration will be C naught by 4. This is nothing but Ct. Here time will be T 75%. If we substitute these factors in the first equation, so here we will get C naught minus C naught by 4 is equal to Kt 75%. So here we will get 3 C naught by 4 Am I right? It's equal to kt 75%. So here k is common. Come to the relation between t 50% and t 75%. Here what is t 50%? What is k related to? What is k related to? T 50%. This is the t 50%. That is t 50% is nothing but c naught by 2k. Therefore k is equal to c naught by 250%. C naught by 2 t 50% is equal to, here in terms of t 75%, k is equal to 3 c naught by 4 t 75%. So 2 times. So here we will get c naught will be cancelled. Therefore t 50% is equal to, wait, t 50% is equal to 2 by 3 times the t 75%. So t 75% is equal to 1.5 times the t 50%. Like this, we will get different relations related to zero order reactions. Now come to the graphical representations related to zero order. Graphical representations related to zero order. Graphical representations. Graphical representations. Graphs related to zero order. And come to the first from the statement. We know that rate versus concentration. What I said, rate of reaction does not depend on initial concentration of reactant. So whatever the concentration you increase, rate remains constant. So it is always parallel to the x-axis where the concentration term is taken. Now come to the next graph. From the equation 1, that is, we know that C0 minus Ct is equal to Kt. Shall I compare this one with straight line equation? Y is equal to mx plus c. Let it be plus 0. So on y-axis, take C0 minus Ct. On x-axis, time. Here, as the time, what is the intercept here? 0. So at the beginning, C0 minus Ct will be, at the beginning, C0 minus Ct will be 0. So it will move from, okay, C0 minus Ct is equal to Kt plus 0 kada. Here మనం స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ ఈక్వేషన్తో కంపేర్ చేసాం. y ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు mx ప్లస్ c కదా. Slope is k, x is over x-axis, time period is taken, over y-axis C0 minus Ct is taken. As the time goes on, final concentration of reactant is decreasing. So initial minus final continues to increase. Let me explain in another way. So at 0 time, C0 is equal to Ct only. So this will be 0. Please listen carefully. At 0 time, C naught is equal to Ct. So C naught minus Ct becomes 0 at 0 time. As the time goes on, C naught minus Ct is continuously increasing like this, because at the beginning both are C naught is equal to Ct, so it will be 0. As the time goes on, final concentration of reactant is decreasing, so it is constant. This value is decreasing, so the difference is continuously increasing. Am I right? Okay. Okay, good. Now intercept will be 0. Here slope will be equal to k. This is from first equation. Let us consider another equation. We know that C naught is equal to A. Ct is nothing but A minus x is equal to kt. So finally x is equal to kt. So let it be y is equal to mx plus c plus 0. On y axis x is taken. On x axis time period is taken. At the beginning, at the time 0, x will be 0. Am I right? Here this is the amount of reactant which is involved in dissociation. At the beginning, at 0 time it will be 0. As the time goes on, amount of reactant which is involved is increasing. Or we can understand this one in another manner also. It is the amount of product which is formed. At the beginning it will be 0. As the time goes on, it is continuously increasing. So it is similar to the above graph. Slope is equal to k. Intercept will be 0. We know dy by dx. This is nothing but tan theta. Similar factors will come even for the above graphs also. This is third graph. Now come to the next one. Now come to the next one. Another graph. We know that T of is equal to C naught by 2k. Shall we write like this? T of is equal to C naught into 1 by 2k plus 0. So y is equal to mx plus c. Here the variable will be initial concentration. So T of, if you take T of on x-axis, initial concentration on x-axis, T of on y-axis, here intercept will be 0. It is continuously increasing. So it indicates that as the initial concentration of reactant increases, half-life of the reactant continuously increases. Let us consider a sample problem related to this one. Here slope is equal to 1 by 2k. Slope is equal to 1 by 2k. Let us consider a problem related to zero order reaction based on half-life. Before entering into the problem, let me draw another graph. We know that C naught minus Ct is equal to Kt. Am I right? So Ct is equal to minus Kt plus C naught. Okay na? Compare this with straight line equation. Y is equal to mx plus c, where intercept will be C naught. Here the variable will be time. Slope is nothing but m. On y axis, final concentration is taken. So Ct versus time. So final concentration is decreasing continuously. So the decrease is linear. That's why we will get a straight line with negative slope. Here slope will be minus k. Here intercept will be C naught. Intercept will be C naught. The linear decrease, or here the straight linear curve, we are getting a straight curve like this. It indicates that the decrease in concentration is uniform. in first minute, if 5 moles of reactant gets converted into product, in the next minute also 5 moles of reactant gets converted into product. Even in the last minute of completion of reaction also, same number of moles of reactant gets converted into product. So here, the rate of decrease of reactant and formation of product will be uniform in zero order reaction, because here the rate dip is influenced by surface area of catalyst but not the concentration of reactant, and at the same time rate is influenced by initial intensity of sunlight but not the concentration of reactant. So if the intensity of light or surface area of catalyst increases, rate of reaction increases. But for a given reaction, we used to take a catalyst with a definite surface area. So as long as surface area is constant, throughout that time, same number of moles gets converted into product. This is the meaning of this graph. Okay, that's all.